Long ago, in the prosperous kingdom of Vijayanagara, Tenali Raman lived happily with his wife and son in a beautiful house. People across the kingdom admired him for his wisdom, quick thinking, and sense of humour. Whenever there was a difficult problem, the king would often seek Tenali Raman's advice. As a result, many people believed that Tenali Raman must possess great wealth and expensive treasures. One evening, a thief was sitting near a busy marketplace when he overheard a group of villagers talking. Tenali Raman is one of the king's closest advisors. The king often rewards him with gold and valuable gifts. He must have a house full of treasure. The thief's eyes lit up immediately. A house full of treasure, he thought. Tonight I will become a rich man. And with that, he began planning a visit to Tenali Raman's house. That night, the moon shone brightly over Vijayanagara. The streets were quiet. Most people were asleep. The thief quietly crept toward Tenali Raman's house. He carefully looked around and then hid beneath a window. What he didn't know was that Tenali Raman had already noticed him. Through the window, Tenali Raman had spotted the thief's shadow moving outside. Instead of calling for help, a mischievous smile appeared on his face. I think it's time for a little lesson, he thought. Tenali Raman suddenly spoke loudly to his wife. My dear, there have been many thieves in the city lately. His wife looked confused, but when she noticed the clever look in his eyes, she understood that he had a plan. Oh no, she replied dramatically. What shall we do? Tenali Raman raised his voice even louder. We must hide all our gold, jewels, and valuable belongings immediately. Outside the window, the thief listened carefully. His heart began racing with excitement. Where shall we hide them? Asked his wife. Tenali Raman replied loudly. Let's put everything into our large wooden chest and throw it into the well behind the house. No thief will ever find it there. The thief nearly jumped with joy. What luck, he thought. This is the easiest robbery of my life.
A little later, Tenali Raman and his wife carried a large wooden chest into the backyard. But inside the chest, there was no gold, no jewels, no treasure at all. Instead, they filled it with heavy stones, bricks, and pieces of old metal. The chest became extremely heavy. Trying not to laugh, they dragged it toward the well. Then Tenali Raman shouted, 1, 2, 3. Together they pushed the chest into the well. Splash! The chest disappeared deep into the water. The thief rubbed his hands happily. Soon he thought the treasure would be his. After a while, all the lights in the house went out. The thief waited patiently. When everything became quiet, he sneaked into the backyard. But there was one problem. The chest had sunk to the bottom of a very deep well. The water was too deep for him to reach it. The thief scratched his head. Then an idea came to him. I'll remove all the water first, he said. He found a bucket and began working. 1 bucket, 2 buckets, 10 buckets, 20 buckets, 50 buckets, 100 buckets. Hour after hour he poured water from the well and poured it onto the ground. Sweat covered his face. His arms hurt. His back ached. His hands became sore. But the thought of treasure kept him going. Meanwhile, the water he removed from the well flowed directly into Tenali Raman's garden. The kingdom had not received rain for several days. Many plants were beginning to dry out. But now, thanks to the thief, every flower and plant received plenty of water. The roses stood tall again. The jasmine flowers bloomed beautifully. The vegetable plants looked greener than ever. Without realizing it, the thief was working as a gardener all night long. Finally, morning arrived. Birds began singing. The first rays of sunlight appeared over the horizon. The exhausted thief collapsed beside the well. His clothes were soaked. His arms were trembling. He could barely stand.
that moment, Tenali Raman walked into the garden. He looked around happily. The entire garden was fresh, green and beautiful. Then he noticed the tired thief. Tenali Raman clapped his hands with delight. Wonderful! Absolutely wonderful! The thief looked confused. What is wonderful? He asked. Tenali Raman smiled. My friend, thank you for watering my entire garden all night long! The thief's jaw dropped. What? Just then, a few curious neighbours gathered around. Tenali Raman asked the thief to pull up the wooden chest. Excited at last, the thief opened it. But instead of gold and jewels, he found only stones, bricks and rusty metal. For a moment he stared silently. Then everyone burst into laughter. The thief realised he had been tricked. Ashamed, he lowered his head. I am sorry, he said. I made a terrible mistake. Tenali Raman smiled kindly. There is no honour in stealing, but there is dignity in honest work. Last night you worked harder than many gardeners. The thief felt embarrassed, but grateful. He promised never to steal again. From that day forward, he earned an honest living through hard work. And as for Tenali Raman, whenever he looked at his beautiful garden, he couldn't help smiling. After all, he had received a whole night's gardening service completely free of charge.